All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon, and in this video, it is big time fight week. This weekend, we have big fight between Canelo, Saul, Alvarez, and Jermell Charlo. And in this video, we're going to talk about a real big mistake that Canelo Alvarez is likely making heading into this fight with Jermell Charlo. Whole lot of people are reading Jermell Charlo wrong. Let's talk about that in this video. All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon, and in this video, we are going to be in the 168-pound division, where we have an undisputed title fight again. And this time, though, it is going to be an undisputed title fight with two undefeated fighters in it. Canelo Alvarez, who is the 168-pound undisputed champion. And you have Jermell Charlo, who holds the WBA, the WBO, the WBC, and the IBF titles currently at 154 pounds. So haven't talked a lot about this fight, but as we are coming up on it, and today is Friday, September 29th. This fight is tomorrow, September 30th. And I think that there is some big mistakes that Canelo Alvarez is making mentally heading into this fight. And I'm going to share them with you. Also, a lot of things that I think people get wrong about Jermell Charlo and how Jermell Charlo is behaving. I just think they got this stuff wrong. And if you get it wrong, it may cost you bad. Now, what are those two things? One, Canelo Alvarez is extremely confident, and he is attempting to generate anger towards Jermell Charlo for things that Jermell Charlo really hasn't even said. However, he's underestimating Jermell Charlo's skills. To me, he's underestimating what Jermell Charlo has done to get to the point that Jermell Charlo is at right now, because competition matters. The other thing that people are making a mistake with, and I'm going to get to that in a little bit more detail, is also people making real assumptions with Jermell Charlo that he somehow is acting out of character going into this Canelo Alvarez fight, that he is not being rude, that he is not being overly aggressive, and he's being much more professional in the lead into this fight. And personally, I don't really see it. I see pretty much what I always see out of him. I just think that people misread him. Now, before I get into the details, let me welcome you back to the channel. If you are new to the channel, please accept the invitation, my invitation, to hit the subscribe button, hit the bell icon so you can be notified when we release more videos. And if you're a longtime subscriber and supporter of the channel, thank you guys so much for your continued support. It really does make a huge difference. But let's get into it in a little bit more detail. So the first thing was the Canelo Alvarez, I think, is it sounds like he is really underestimating Jermell Charlo, and that he very well may be falling into a bit of a Roy Jones situation in his mind, where he thinks because he has gone up in upper weight classes, he's beat people in higher weight classes like Roy Jones did with John Ruiz, that when he gets back in the ring with somebody that is smaller than him or smaller than the people that he's used to fighting, that somehow means that this guy's not going to be able to fight you. Canelo Alvarez is not a big guy. And Canelo Alvarez, I think, has been relying a lot on the fact that he was a smaller guy fighting bigger guys and being able to take the advantage of what those bigger guys' weaknesses are. And typically speaking, the bigger guys' weakness is that they're slower of hand and they're slower of foot. Though Canelo Alvarez is not the fastest of foot in the world, he has been able to catch these guys with very big shots, been able to walk them down, slip their shots, see their shots coming, counter them with big shots to the body, to the arms, to bring their head down and catch them up top. The other thing is that I think Canelo Alvarez may be a little bit off about the level of fighter that he's been fighting, where he says, I've been in here, I've fought the best fighters, I've fought this level of fighter. Not in a while. And I don't know for certain if the guys that they're saying that he's thinking are like really higher level fighters are really a higher level fighter than Jermell Charlo is. I don't know about that. The Callum Smiths, the Callum Smith, the Billy Joe Saunders, the Daniel Jacobs, the Yildirim, the John Ryder, Gennady Golovkin in the second fight and Gennady Golovkin in the third fight, or older Gennady Golovkin. And a Gennady Golovkin, by the way, who's never really beat any real top tier fighters himself, whose career was pretty much based off of, or his reputation is based off of, the fact that a lot of people didn't want to fight him, kind of like the boogeyman type of thing. Canelo Alvarez better be right about that, because Jermell Charlo, remember when I said in the beginning of the video, this is undisputed versus undisputed? He is cleared out of weight division. And none of those guys that Canelo Alvarez has fought before has ever cleared out a weight division. And Jermell is actually cleared out the weight division. So he has shown the skill set and the ability to fight multiple styles and to fight under the bright lights and to win when it matters. And he went through the steps necessary to deserve and earn a big fight, right? So I don't know, man. I think Canelo may be a little bit off. And then the other thing is that about this way that people keep saying that Jermell Charlo was acting, where first of all, Jermell Charlo is super rowdy. No doubt about it. He will definitely try to fire off on you, and you all kind of video of him, getting very, very in the face of people and very aggressive. However, my impression of that's usually when people say something to him, when he feels like you might have done something to him, said something to him that will send him off, right? Or talk some smack to him. He's going to talk smack to you. I don't really know if what he's saying is really too far out of character. I've watched Jermell Charlo fairly closely, and I know that he has a quick trigger, but it's still a trigger. And if you don't trigger it, usually he's pretty calm, pretty funny, relatively nice guy, but definitely carries a chip on his shoulder that is easily knocked off. So if Canelo is going with this stuff that people are saying about, Jermell Charlo seems scared because he just doesn't act like he usually acts, I'm wondering how much time people have really spent watching Jermell Charlo and listening to Jermell Charlo and how he really does behave. Now, Jermell has put it off on the fact that he doesn't have his rowdy brother around him, which I thought to myself was like, are you serious? Like, I know Jermall is going through some things, but Jermall's the rowdy one? I don't know about that, man. I think he may just be talking. But anyway, we go. Look, man, I favored Canelo Alvarez in the fight by decision because I think it's going to be very tough for Jermell Charlo to get a decision over Canelo Alvarez in Vegas. But at the same time, man, I think it's a really good fight. I definitely give Jermell Charlo a chance to win. I see it going the distance. I could be wrong about that. But anyway, it is what it is. That's my take on the matter. Please let me know what you think in the comment section. And with that, I'm out. Peace.